Today we're gonna be testing Manny Santiago's Nollie Flip hack to see if it can help an average skater like you or me to learn this trick in 30 minutes. I'm not sure if 30 minutes is realistic, but we're gonna aim for it. So there are 3 Manny Santiago Nollie Flip techniques that we're gonna be using. I'll leave his trick tip linked in the description. The third one is like the ultra secret hack for this trick, and I have my own version of it that I think is even better than Manny's version. That's what I think is gonna make it possible for me to learn Nollie Flips in 30 minutes today, so only time will tell. The first technique that Manny Santiago uses, it helps him stay more balanced as well as get the pop more effortlessly and keep the board underneath him so he can actually land and roll away from the trick. So what that technique is Manny puts his front foot right in the middle of the tail. The reason this makes the pop more effortless is because if you measure the distance between the tip of the nose to the ground here and the distance from the middle to here, you have to push this full distance on the edge of the nose to get the nose to click. Whereas if your foot is right here, you only have to push this distance and the nose is still clicking over here. So with less work, you still get that tail popped, which for most people, obviously their flicking foot is a weaker popping foot. So putting it back here kind of like gives you a cheat to be able to get a better pop, even though you're not used to popping with your front foot. The second thing that this does is it helps keep the board underneath you. So when you go to pop an ollie, basically your tail skips off the ground. But when you pop a nollie, your nose is wanting to like dig and stick. So a lot of times when you pop a nollie, your feet will keep going and the board will go behind you. But because his foot is in the middle of the nose, he's putting pressure behind where the nose is actually contacting the ground. So that helps push the pop through the ground. So you're not getting stuck and ending up with the board back there. That way you can push it forward and keep the nollie underneath you. The third thing that this does is this position helps you stay more balanced on your board. So if you were to put your foot all the way out here, you would have a lot of leverage to pop, but when you're rolling forward, like if you do nose manuals, you know how easy it is to like pivot and for your board to like shake when you have all of your weight on your front foot. But if you scoot this foot closer to the bolts, the axle is the most stable part of your board. So the closer you are to that axle, the more stability you're gonna get. So Manny basically has his foot far enough away from the axle that he can get a clean pop with as little effort as possible, but he's close enough that he's maximizing the amount of stability that he gets when he's actually bending down to pop up and do the nollie flip. All right, leave it in the comments below if any of that made sense to you. All right, so now the second technique is what Manny uses to allow the board to actually get the full rotation in the air. Without this technique, you're gonna end up catching the board primo or upside down. And what that is you can see when Manny pops the nollie flip, he immediately lifts his front foot up out of the way. So in this clip, you'll see Manny doesn't quite get his front foot high enough and he ends up actually catching the board early and primo. So it's really important when you watch Manny Santiago, he always tries to get that front foot up. So pop and then lift that foot. Whenever you see somebody do an ollie and they tweak it out, that looks super proper. So if you look at a lot of people doing nollie tricks, rarely do you see people that like actually level them out properly. And I think that's the biggest reason why I have not learned nollie flips is because I'm kind of lazy with my nollies. And I think this is the tip that's actually going to help me the most is getting that front foot up and away so that the board can actually complete the flip and then land back on the board. So in order to practice this, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna nollie off the little baby drop and really focus on getting my board completely leveled out before I land. The reason I'm doing it off the drop is because that gives you more time to get the leveling out. So I'm gonna do 3 off the drop and then I'm gonna do 3 on flat ground. Because once you're on flat ground, you have less time than you do off of a drop. So you're taking away a little bit of a time. And then I'm gonna do 3 nollies up the curb. So that way you have basically negative hang time. So you need to focus even more on getting that front foot up and leveling out the nollie. So I think if I can get it through all 3 of these steps, we'll be in pretty good shape to learn nollie flips, and then we'll move to the third and final and probably the coolest like technique and hack that we're gonna go through. All right, tell me if it levels out. It definitely didn't level out. Let's do some on flat ground up there. Now comes the hard part, nollieing up the curb. Honestly, I think this one is gonna help me out of all of them because you cannot BS your way to nollie up the curb, so. Yeah, this is definitely what I need to be working on. Oh, that was it. I just wussed out. Oh. There we go. All right, this is gonna blow your mind right now. All right, I'm just warning you, this is straight up gonna be a game changer. I'm changing the trajectory of skateboarding right now with this tip. So first, let's start off with Manny's tip. So Manny says to figure out the flick, he says to basically practice flicking with your shoe on the ground.
Just put your foot on the ground and you slide it on the ground and practice how to build your muscle for your ankle so you can have the motion to flick it fast.
So you look at your flicking foot, see where you're flicking with this shoe, and then go to that spot on your other shoe and start dragging that on the ground to figure out the flick. I know that seems stupid, but this is why it's so important. So, you know, like Aaron Cairo, he always says like, do this to get used to flicking that spot on your tail. And like, yeah, that does kind of help, but the reason it's bad is because in order to practice that flick, you have to lean all the way and balance on this foot. And you're basically simulating a flick that is not real to how skateboarding actually is. When you flick a kick flip, pay attention to the position of the board. It's underneath me when I'm flicking it. But when you do Aaron Cairo's way, the board, the nose is like way out here. And if you've seen my Cater kickflip tutorial, you know you need to get that knee, needs to come way out there. So by doing Manny Santiago's tip, you learn how to flick leading with your knee and flick with the board exactly underneath you. So now this is where I'm about to blow your mind. I literally think this is gonna teach me how to nollie flip. Leave in the comments below if you think I'm crazy. But so rather than just dragging it on the ground, what I say is I'm gonna practice up on a curb like this. And the reason for that is because when you pop, right, this foot is down, this foot is up and flicking. So we're basically recreating that. Popping foot is down and then flicking foot is up and flicking directly underneath you. Just like you would with a kick flip, but with the other foot. So, I mean, if you're trying to learn kick flips, I think this is the way. This is probably the best way to learn how to get that flick. But wait, there's more. This is crazy. So now, what I think you should do, set up like this. Get ready to flick with your switch flick, but also jump up with your other foot. So you think about this, the timing of everything. So first you jump and pop with this foot, and then you flick with this foot, and then you land with both feet. So we're gonna simulate this with the curb, jump off of this foot, flick with this foot, and land with both feet. I'm pretty sure that's literally the exact motion of a nollie flip without needing to know how to nollie flip. Like that. So it's jump first, because you gotta pop before you flick. Jump, flick, land. Jump, flick, land. I literally think I cracked the code. The only bad thing about this is because you're standing with your foot like on this side of the curb, you're basically flicking like out in front of you. That is not similar to a nollie flip. So maybe it would be better if I was standing like this and I practice kind of like jumping back, because that's kind of like how you push the board in front of you. So maybe like that. Practice the flick underneath you. All right, maybe I'm stupid, but I think that's gonna work. Let's go try it. I'm just gonna like mentally think of it like I'm doing that on a curb. All right, how much time do we have left? We've got 3 minutes. You think I can get this done in 3 minutes? All right, let's see. Dude, I'm telling you, I think that curb thing, if you can't nollie flip or you can't kick flip, I think that is the best drill I've ever thought of or seen or anything to learn how to do this trick. Now the only issue is learning how to flick right in that corner. You can see my flick is like way too far on my nose because I was practicing the flick on the curb. Oh, gotta imagine I'm like nollieing up the curb and then doing that little flick underneath me. Oh man, you're not ready for this. Switch and nollie, dude. I just need to get that right flick. It's the balance. Once I've got the balance, oh. All right, we didn't make the 30 minutes. Oh. Oh, man. Yeah, you can see all the white marks of my nose. I'm flicking straight through the nose rather than off the corner. Maybe we should go back to Aaron Cairo's to figure out flicking off the corner. Oh. Real quick. Oh. Oh. Step in the middle, and then to practice flicking off that corner. Oh man. Oh my gosh. Oh no. I like popped it and everything. Oh. There. Oh, like that. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh. How am I not getting my foot back on it? If I land it in the next 5 tries, you owe me a liquid death. But if I don't make it in the next 5 tries, I owe you a liquid death. Got it?
Shake on it.
Oh my gosh. Oh. 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 All right, double or nothing. No, no, double or nothing for 5 more tries. But you were also gonna give me a bonus attempt. I heard that. So I'll take my bonus attempt. All right, I'm gonna look deep in the eyes of the viewers and say, I've got it in the next 5 tries. I wasn't looking in their eyes. I've got it in the next 5 tries. All right. Oh my gosh! That was so clean. What the hell? That's not real. That trick has been my dream since I was 10 years old. And then I quit skating when I was 13, but I remember watching Mark Appleyard with the Trans World Show Me the Way video. Literally, you guys just watched me fulfill a childhood dream. No, I got it. I'm just hyped, dude. You don't know how happy that makes me. Oh yeah, you hear that? This is the taste of victory. That tastes like a nollie flip. All right guys, I hope all those tips and techniques and drills and whatnot help you guys learn nollie flips, make every single day a Friday, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.